Combat divas. Stomp your left, right, left. Combat divas. Hey.
Yo! Welcome back to the Combat Diva podcast. This your girl TG.
And your girl Tanisha V.
Hey, and we back for another episode. Might be slightly controversial, so
I'm ready.
My disclaimer is that Tanisha B has a stance that she won't veer from, and so this should be very interesting.
Unwavering.
Unwavering. That's a good way to put it, Tanisha B.
We're going to talk about some surviving R. Kelly today.
Well,
I'm ready. Let's get into it.
I mean, we talk about the age thing altogether. Because, I mean, here's my devil's advocate a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm not saying underage, but as we come of age, I personally have been always attracted to older men. Mm-hmm. So, I feel like, what does that say about... You can't bash everybody who is attracted to older men or anything like that. Because I personally have been attracted to older men my whole life. I'm married to an older man. Mm-hmm. My husband is 10 years older than me, and I'm perfectly okay with that. But then people come back to say, I've heard the argument that well, when your husband was 20, that means you was 10, so that shit's still nasty. It's like, well, when I was 10, I didn't even know him, or nor did he know me, nor would he be like, yeah, I'm looking at her. I can't wait for 8 more years. I'm gonna get her here. Like, there wasn't that type of relationship. So, it's not acceptable for R. Kelly to do anything that I got it. But at the same time, too, I think it was a different culture and climate at that time where people didn't see, the age difference as much. Or if they saw it, a lot of people did turn a blind eye to it. Not just when it came to R. Kelly, but a whole bunch of other people.
Well, they turned a blind eye. I'm not really sure if they turned a blind eye per se. They more along the lines of his music is good. So it's like they really, really went more towards the music, and they kind of like, I don't know, hypnotized people. I don't know exactly what happened, but to talk to the point that you're saying, like you being young or you've always been attracted to older men. And that's fine in a sense, but you could be attracted to that older man all day, but that older man shouldn't be just as attracted to you as you are to him, because you're seeing something from two different set of eyes. Like if you 13 and 14 years old and you looking at this man that's like a good 15, 20 years or whatever older than you, you're seeing something way different from an adolescent stage than that man is looking down and seeing at you. What he should be looking down and seeing at you. He should look down and see you as a child. With a crush. Like, oh, she's so cute. Not like, oh, she's so cute.
I mean, it's creepy. It's creepy when you use that voice. But, I mean, I get where you're coming from. I'm just saying, the Survivor R. Kelly documentary came out recently.
Yeah.
Okay? And I get the outrage. But this came out years ago. I remember being younger and seeing the DVDs hitting the streets, and everybody wanted to see the sex tape. I mean, shit, I remember. I think I did see the sex tape of R. Kelly urinating on the girl, unfortunately, and it was disgusting. But I was a child back then too, and I don't remember a big outrage like in my grandparents and stuff, because again, older people, all they said was, see them fast ass girls. Like, nobody really blamed R. Kelly back then. I won't say nobody. A lot of people did not really blame him. They blamed the females. And to this day, I still don't understand why. And that was a problem back then, but maybe it was just that generation. And now we have such a big platform. So when we do have something to say, we're going to say that shit. Like, if I get mad at Ashley Furniture or got Chase Bank, I'm going to take it to Twitter. And I'm going to be like, I had this experience at Chase Bank. Fuck Chase Bank, they're terrible. They don't like black people, right? And if I put that out, not saying they do, Chase Bank, I love you. You good people. I'm just using that example. Uh-huh. If I put that out, Chase Bank gonna come back and talk to me immediately and try to rectify the situation so it don't blow up. So I think that we have such a big platform now as the millennial group. Mm-hmm. We have a platform to say something, and now we are saying something.
But like when people be like, oh, why is it now all of a sudden? Because he's done this shit years ago. This stuff came out years ago. Yeah. And I remember when it came out, I'm like, what, with the, not with the Aaliyah thing just yet, because that came out in 1994. 1994, when all that stuff came out, I was, about about 9 years old when it all came out. So I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, I'm not even mentally developed in my mind to even pay
How old were you in
attention
'94?
I was 9 years old.
9 years old. Okay,
Like,
go ahead.
I'm listening to the music I probably shouldn't even be listening to. AJ number the number. What the fuck I know about all that shit? I don't know shit about that. I just know the beat is good. It's nice. My parents listen to R. Kelly, and you can hear him in the background. And Aaliyah's cute. She got this whole thing, this whole vibe going on. I like what I see. I'm not paying attention to an age difference between a grown ass man and a young ass child.
Right.
Now,
did you know Aaliyah was 15 back then? Because I don't think I made the correlation.
I didn't even know.
Okay, go ahead.
Because, when you're 9 years old, anybody that's in the teen age or just somebody that's adult singing on TV, they old.
Yeah,
they grown.
you saw them as grown.
At 9 years old, anybody that was 15 years old, I'm like, damn, they old as hell.
You're right.
So, to go to the allegations about with like the video that was in 2001. So in 2001, I was 15. Mm-hmm. I'm still not making that connection with that whole thing. Like I didn't even see the video, the little nasty video. I didn't even see that until maybe like I was about 18, maybe 19.
And you referring to the video when he urinated on the girl?
When he was urinating on a whole ass child. Mm-hmm.
A child,
a whole child.
Right. She was a child, okay.
She was a child, 14 years old, 14, yep.
You right, okay.
So, I mean, at 15, I'm still not even making that connection because I'm like, okay, he got some stuff going on. He messing around with some girl. And I'm still listening to the music because the music is still being played on the radio. It's still being played at my auntie's backyard barbecues. Everybody's still stepping to it
barbecue.
And bouncing to it, juking to it.
Yeah, stepping the name of I forgot.
Because everybody just kind of like honed into the music. I think that the people of our generation, like not our generation, but the ones before us, dropped the ball. Because had they not dropped the ball and called this motherfucker to the stake on this whole shit, we wouldn't even be able to like hear none of this shit. Like all his shit would be muted, like dead.
I have to agree that I don't know. I think they didn't have the platform A, but B, I don't know if that generation really. I think that was a generation where they didn't want to speak up a lot. Well, that's their business. Like, so I hear a lot of people in that generation. In that generation, I mean, like, people born between maybe the really late 60s and, like, mid 70s. Like, I would say that that's the generation that kind of came up with the whole, in the mix when R. Kelly was doing what he was doing. Now, there are some people who were, like, against R. Kelly back then. Like, I have family members who could not stand R. Kelly back then because he would come, around the basketball courts and stuff like that and pick up little girls.
Like, what the fuck is grown nigga doing around these goddamn
Right,
kids?
and they was like 15, 16 at the time, and then here come Aura, Kels, Robert, him and Danny Boy used to be together all the time back then. Now, we grew up in Chicago, so, like, we saw this, right? And they used to be together, and they used to come through the basketball courts and, come with the girls on the sideline, and all the girls would be starstruck and stuff like that. And they loved it. They fed on that attention. But it was people in that age range that didn't like it, but it was people in that age range, too, that was just accepted it. It was just like, oh, that's just, well, if they want them, they want them type of thing. But nobody, it was like not a big outcry. I personally had friends that had relationships with people who were older than them, and I know people, family members, I got cousins and stuff that had relationship with people who was older than them, and nobody never said nothing. Like, these people didn't go to jail. Like, if you 14, you just had a baby by a 28-year-old, and that 28-year-old did not go to jail.
I feel like people, I think it's like they don't know. They know it's wrong. They know something should be said, but if you don't know exactly what to do and how to go about doing something about it, a lot of times people just don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And then they leave it to somebody else to take care of it. Like, okay, that's wrong. What are her parents at?
I keep hearing that argument.
That's not none of my business. A lot of people feel like they don't take any accountability because a lot of people saying, oh, that ain't none of my business. But it really is. It's really your business, their business. Like, it should be everybody's business when something like that is happening. Because
I keep hearing the arguments about the parents, and it's so annoying to me. First of all, let's kind of outline the generation. So a lot of that, I personally didn't grow up with my parents. My grandparents raised me, right? And they did a great job. They did the best they could. But, like, a lot of times you can get stuff over your grandmama and them because they kind of older. Then I could have probably got away with my real parents. But a lot of people in my generation grew up, didn't really have their parents. They either had only their mama, and their mama was working all the time, trying to provide, trying to put food on the table. Or if they did have, or they would live with their grandparents, or it's only a few people that really had both their mama and their daddy, and it was like a shock. Like we made jokes about it, like, get your ass out of here, you got your mama and your daddy at home, like shit like that. Like it was like a foreign thing growing up.
It wasn't the norm,
right? Because
I think a lot
the parents wasn't there all the time, so I can't say where the parents was at, because these kids can't be the fault. 14-year-olds growing up without parents, I can't fault them. I can fault their parents. They should have been there, yeah, but they just wasn't around at that time. It was a different generation. It was a different time.
I think a lot of us, some people were fortunate, very fortunate to have their parents, but a lot of them was unfortunate, because when we came up, we were born in the 80s, mid-80s.
Right.
And yours more towards like, let me see.
Same damn time, right? Mid-80s.
So,
I mean, yours was more like.
No, bro, but what I'm saying is just like, think about a lot of the parents that gave birth to us in the 80s. A lot of their parents fell victim to that whole big old drug thing that kind of just swept.
That's true. They was just New Jack City in and up.
Just swept straight through. And I mean, I can even like attest to it myself. Like my mom, thank goodness I had my mom. She raised me and my brother both by herself. But it was her working hard, like, from morning to, late at night or whatever. It was just her. My dad fell victim to that whole drug thing or whatever. So a lot of parents kind of like, they didn't get that 2-parent household because of the whole drug thing, which makes it hard when people be like, well, where were the parents? Where were the parents? Well, fuck, they was out here working. Yeah,
they was either working, or unfortunately they fell victim to the whole drug game. They was either moving drugs or doing drugs. Like, and I know that for a certainty.
Yeah.
So you had that whole generation. So like, I could see how it was murky and the waters was muddy when R. Kelly was coming around and kind of, preying on these young girls. Yeah. And I do have to still say this preying, because, I mean, he still was an adult. Like, dude, you grown. Like, by the letter of the law, unfortunately, the letter of the law says, if I'm not 18, I cannot consent to sex with you. I can't consent to sex with somebody who's still under, if I'm 17 and he's 17, I still, under the letter of the law, I really can't consent to sex.
Look, like I was saying, like, you can't even consent to a fucking field trip.
Yeah, right.
Let alone consent to some grown ass
when you're
man.
17.
My mama got to sign my trip, or some type of parent or guardian got to sign my trip slip to the goddamn zoo.
Yeah, that's just.
So how do I give you consent as a grown ass man? I can't give you a goddamn thing. Like, I can't give you shit.
That's the letter of the law, and that's just what the law says. Like, you can't. But I do think that we were mature back then. When we were 14 to 15.
You thought you were mature.
I feel like we were. I feel like we was really moving and shaking.
I feel like we all felt like we was mature. I feel like we all know we think we know everything.
I think I was pretty well rounded at 14. I was still crazy as hell, but like I knew a lot. Like I was pretty smart.
I feel like if you was like just like today, if you can reflect far back as to what you was doing and what you was talking about at 14, you'd be like, really? Like, damn, I was doing this shit? I was saying this shit just like this?
I'm just educated now. Like, I always had street smarts.
Okay. But, like, with 14, like, you know how they say, oh, these girls is fast. They fast. I'm like, they could be fast. I don't give a fuck if they was fast as goddamn Tasmanian devil. He should said no.
Yeah, I mean.
Still.
I get it.
Even if they naked jump on this motherfucker's lap. He should be like, girl, what the fuck your mama at? Somebody get this child. Somebody get her. But they can't. They victim blame. They blame the children.
That's true.
And that's not fair.
Even when I watched, unfortunately, I did not want to watch the documentary. I only watched it just because Tanisha B kept really outcrying about this, like, mute R. Kelly is terrible. So I'm like, okay, just let me see kind of what they're talking about. And I even saw some stuff outside of the documentary where people did interviews. But every time I watched it, none of these young girls said, I didn't really want to be there. Or I didn't really want to follow R. Kelly. Or I didn't really want to. They all, volunteered to be there. Like, yeah, I wanted to be there. I wanted to be with R. Kelly. I wanted to know what it was about. Yeah, I wanted to have sex with R. Kelly. And then the tables turned where he turned into this monster and, wouldn't let me out the room. And wouldn't, I had to tell him when I had to go pee. And I couldn't escape and stuff like that. So, like, it started where, just like a crush, and I wanted to be with R. Kelly, and R. Kelly, unfortunately, did what he did. And then R. Kelly kind of took it to another level with the whole, okay, I'm going to record everything. I'm going to make you, less than a human being by urinating on you. I mean, when it came out, as far as that, I mean, even Dave Chappelle, like, how how many people was not singing that Dave Chappelle song, I Want to Piss on You? Like, he made a whole anthem out of, not an anthem. it was a parody, but he had a whole thing. I remember the Dave Chappelle video. He had like a yellow gallon, yellow thing of, and it said urine. R. Kelly. I said R. Kelly urine on it, and he made a whole parody about that.
But I felt like it was trying to like. He was trying to push a boundary to be like, look, this is gross.
Yeah, those were
was like
exactly.
Dave Chappelle,
exactly.
He a fool, and then they'll turn on stepping and name.
Exactly. I think those were the outcries of people trying to. Saturday Night Live, I think, did a skit. Like, those are the people who was trying to say, hey, can we get some attention here? And people just took it as a joke and never really pushed it because he got away with it. I mean, R. Kelly it was still alleged at this point. Yeah. He never had to go to jail for it or anything like that. But, and if people come out to make it a race thing and say, well, if he was raping, Jewish white girls, then this would be more of a big outcry.
I believe
listen,
that too, though.
But it don't matter. It don't matter if these girls was black. It don't matter if these girls was gray, Asian, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Guatemalan. None of that matter.
No, it actually did matter because, like, if you look at the documentary, they had one of the jurors. One of the jurors said it out of his mouth that he was like, I didn't care. I didn't like the way she looked. I didn't like the way she dressed. I didn't like this. He said everything, but like I didn't give a shit about that little black girl. But like they didn't take her story into account. He took it as what he saw in the video, looking at her as a child, like just he saw her as an adult, some little trash ass little girl, and voted in his favor.
So you saying that?
I feel like it is the right thing. Like,
just because they was black, he wouldn't have made
it this far if it was a whole bunch of little white girls that he had trapped up in his damn closet or studio. Like this shit wouldn't have got.
I don't think it mattered. I think that point should be a moot point for anybody who makes this argument that these because these girls are black, nobody cares.
But you know what? I'd even take it another realm. Not even to say white people caring about black girls. Even as a community, as black people, we didn't give a fuck. We didn't care.
Yeah.
Me, I wasn't even at that age to care, but I felt like our parents should have gave a shit.
Yeah.
Our parents should have made a bigger stink about it. And man, people were saying like, oh, surviving R. Kelly, why is this shit coming out now? But like, it's a whole fucking timeline. Like, this shit's been coming out.
This was a good time for it to come out.
People been ignoring the shit for years. Like, some shit came out about R. Kelly, even all the way down to him paying off and settling out of court. Like, he's been trying to keep this shit quiet, but it's still public record.
I think the Chicago Tribune held on to this shit until like now. They was like, man, okay, I got all this information. I can't wait to put it out where people going to accept it.
I feel like they should.
And then they just like came out like, bow. But this was a good time for them to come out because why? Because there is such a big, again, we have the platform for it now.
The social climate has really changed.
Because now this is how word of mouth is so big. Social media, like especially, I hate to say it, Black Twitter. If we catch on, Black Twitter catch on to it, we're gonna ride that wave to death. Like so, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna argue about it until there's a lot of light shed on this. Yeah. Until now, you got celebrities coming out to say, I'm ashamed to ever work with R. Kelly. I'm ashamed of this. I'm ashamed of that. But like everything, I don't think all this outcry and all this outrage is real. Like some people are just riding the outrage wave because it's popular right now and it's trending. It's the thing to talk about. And next week when we're not talking about R. Kelly no more, we're talking about somebody else do something stupid. Because I mean, this week I'm talking about Soulja Boy. So like, and he ain't do nothing stupid. I agree with Soulja Boy, but it's just gonna be a something that happens every week. Next week is gonna be something else. Kim Kardashian might do something crazy. Kanye West might say something crazy again.
But you know what? I mean, I've been on like. I can say myself personally is not even on the whole wave. I'm not on the bandwagon with the whole mute R. Kelly.
I can agree with you on that.
Because I was even asked the question like weeks before, like not even weeks before, just like right after like I put hashtag mute R. Kelly and people was like, was you saying this before the documentary?
You were.
And I've been saying it. Like if anybody could go back into like any of my posts that I've made like years ago, I can even go and trace it back to where maybe like even 2 or 3 years ago, like, oh, this motherfucker's a pervert, goddamn pedophile, touching on these kids. Can't believe y'all still listening to this music. And then I get into arguments with people like, that's different. What he do in his personal life is different from the music. I'm still gonna listen. And I'm looking like, no, it's the same voice. It's the same person. Like everybody has that persona that they display to the world, and a whole freaking monster in the dark, like when the cameras cut off and the studio lights go off, like it's a whole nother fucking beast in the background, and I cannot separate it because you listen to his music and it tells the whole fucking story. Like if you listen to from the very first album, not the one with not the one with Public Announcement, like his very first solo album, all the way up until the shit he talks about now, like just even starting off with people most popular, what's that, Bump and Grind. My mind's telling me no, but my body is telling me yes.
I mean, you could have a point there. Okay,
like,
I didn't listen to it like that.
But I wanted to speak to the point when people be like, when people be shut up. when people be like with the whole my mind is telling me, you know, my mind is telling me no, but my body is yes. But it's like it speaks to the point when your body betrays you. Your body, no, I'm serious. Like your body literally betrays you. Even coming down to like, you know, we'll get a little dark, but a rape victim. A rape victim, like that person that victimized that person to be like, oh, well, she liked it. She enjoyed it. She came. But that means absolutely nothing. Like your body is going to react to what's happening, to what's going on, like the nerve endings, your everything, like your body, like your mind doesn't want it. You literally, just so you won't shut all the way the hell down, your brain shuts it down. Right. And your body just does what it does.
I can agree with that, but that's why I keep coming out to say this is the prime time to come out. The Me Too movement, the feminist march this past weekend, you know, this is the perfect time to come out with a documentary like that, you know, because we all know the future is female wave, and this is the time to give a voice to women and women who were victimized in any way, because, you know, unfortunately, America likes a victim. And so, you know, we ride that wave. Not saying that it's right or wrong, because either way, I agree that R. Kelly shouldn't have done this. Like, I'm on that side.
Oh.
But I'm not saying that it's a guessing game. I mean, he's an adult. Like, I got it. You know, it's wrong is wrong. But at the same time, I can see why the documentary came out when it did, how it did, why it's now, and why it's getting so much traction. Yeah. And I'm glad that it's getting traction because I mean, he's still touring and still out there. So I mean, things of this nature are no doubt probably still going on.
As of recent, he's been released from his. He's been released like due to all these new allegations. Well, bringing up all these allegations, he's been investigated. Like he's been released from his labels.
Yeah, I did see Sony and a bunch of people.
They're not paying him no more. And I feel like now, but they feeling that push because of this documentary. Y'all knew.
Not because of the documentary.
You can't tell me the whole industry, and the inside, the inner workings of the industry. All these motherfuckers knew, but Sony and all the motherfuckers like, oh hell no, hell no, you gonna drop this motherfucker quick. Yeah. Because we want to ride this wave with y'all. Like, I know we was cool. Yep, I just had dinner at your house, but fuck you.
It's because it's the outrage that's going on. It's the platform. It's social media. Like, social media will force you to get some shit done. Like, whether you like it or not, you have to acknowledge that social media is a beast. It is a powerful machine right now, and it is able to either plow down or build up whomever it feels so. And it happens I see it every week. Every week is a new topic that we are discussing that's for example, I mean, let's rewind it all the way back and not get off the topic of R. Kelly, but just saying how powerful social media is. Bird Box. Bird Box came out as just a simple movie, right? Just like, oh, it's a nice movie. You know, Lil Rel in it. That's cool. Social media made that movie huge to the point where everybody putting on, you know, blindfolds walking in the doors. I mean, it was just crazy, right? It's because social media grabbed it and they pushed it and they made it a monster. Yeah. Hashtag Bird Box, right? So everybody was Bird Box. They didn't even know who this new generation is so just out of touch. They didn't know who Sandra Bullock was. It's like, that white girl in that movie. No, that's Sandra Bullock. What you mean that white girl? You don't know Sandra Bullock?
Like, she done made umpteen movies.
she's famous on her own. And you just said that black girl in that movie, that white girl in that movie. No, that's Sandra Bullock. So social media is a powerful, powerful storm that will push, will make or break your project right now. And anybody is a fool to not ride that social media wave and not, help that make your case. And that's what these people in the documentary did. Right. They helped it make their case. It was a case that needed to be made, no doubt about it. But it made their case.
But like with social media, I feel like just the climate of today, they blow up. I feel like they blow up the wrong motherfuckers.
Yeah, they
true. Blow up the wrong people. Like the thing is, like positive things get shut down, and all the most negative, heinous fights, little Twitter beefs, and like freaking like reality shows. All that shit gets blown up, and those people like that shouldn't even be celebrated are considered celebrities. Like it's just so sad. Just like even with the little ugly little girl that that was she ain't ugly, my bad, but that little tyrant that was up there disrespecting her mother on Dr. Phil.
The black
she
girl,
a whole freaking superstar.
The black girl that didn't want to be black, right?
Bad baby, whatever that little girl name.
Which one? The black girl who didn't want to be black?
Cash Me Outside girl.
Oh, the Cash Me Outside.
Yeah, so Cash Me Out or Catch Me Out.
I know what you're talking
about. They changed it to Cash Me Outside. But
yeah, because she wasn't saying Catch
Me.
She was saying Cash Me Outside because she was uneducated. So she was...
Yeah, Cash Me Outside. Like, she was acting the real.
Yeah, and she became famous off that. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like... we have this social media platform, but like I feel like it's a great tool, but it's just used in a wrong way. It's like these people, it's just like they celebrate the most disrespectful things rather than uplift more positivity.
Yeah, because social media also allows you to have snippets of your persona, not who you really are, but of your image, showcased. And whoever you want your image to be there, that's what's showcased, right? Yeah. So I could know you as a person, and I could look at your social media and be like, damn, you be a little confused. You don't know who's who. Our manager is tripping. So you don't know who's who. According to their social media profile. Because I look at your social media profile and it's like, damn, she's really a mover and a shaker. That's awesome. But I see you in real life and I'd be like,
yeah, that's how you know. A lot
I probably wouldn't mess with you like that. But like you just know that social media even when people use clapback for social media, and this is the funniest thing to me when people try to come at celebrities or whatever on social media and be like, well, you need to take care of your baby, blah blah, and just start talking crazy, cursing them out. But on their social media thing, it'd be like child of God. And, I love Jesus type of thing. And then they be like, well, you really love Jesus with all this language you just use on my end of my, so people will use your social media against you because you just got this, or your picture got like a stingy ponytail. So, like, you give people, ammunition to come at you, but it allows that little piece of, snippet of your life
That's
to be seen.
That's why my page be private, because I be coming at people's head. I be like, nah, I don't want y'all to pick apart.
Oh, they will.
Pick apart my little pictures or whatever.
Yeah, January 30th. It's over.
But no, it does give people that platform to kind of like to pick you apart, but it's
yeah, and people pick Kels apart. Kels should shut down his page. I don't know if he did or not, but
he should.
Like when the documentary come out, he went radio silent. Like he was like, I'm not posting shit else.
This motherfucker
people was
silent.
Just bow, like darts at this man.
20 years ago, you should have been shut the fuck down. Yeah, I was on Kel's page. Mute R. Kelly.
Hashtag
mute R. Kelly.
Yeah, people coming at
I was one of the ones that was fueling that little train.
People coming at him, man. Unfortunately, he has driven himself in the mud. Like in his interview that time, when he said, it was a straightforward question, R. Kelly, so, do you like teenage girls? And R. Kelly paused and he was like, so by teenage girl, what do you mean by teenagers? I'm just trying to see.
Is no.
And I was kind of rooting for him, like, say no, nigga, say no. And he was just like, by teenage girls, what you mean? Like, now you sound like a creepy uncle, like, okay, by young, or
his PR person was somewhere punching the air.
Yeah, they was like, I told you not to say shit like
punching
this.
the air.
R. Kelly was it was just idiotic to answer that question that way, and it opened the door for all them other questions. He just kind of spiraled.
That lets you know how uneducated how he was so uneducated because.
But he got back in the studio right after that and started saying, "I believe I can fly." But
a person like an educated person would have just been like, "No, that answer is no.
Yeah, I mean, they did come out to say he probably couldn't read and write the best. I mean,
No, he couldn't read and write.
Not saying that he couldn't read and write, but he probably wasn't doing spelling bees. So it's just like, it was that. Because I don't want to bash him because I don't know. Allegedly, he can't read and write. They can't. His ex-wife and all these people come back and say he wasn't writing that well.
He could spell child.
But then again, I come back on the ex-wife too to be like, you married him, so you knew he couldn't read and write, but you was rocking with him though.
But you know what? No,
like don't bash him now.
No, what she like? I'm pretty sure like anybody that I mean, because they call R. Kelly a musical genius, and I'm like he has a way with people.
Yeah.
And children.
He's
charming. They call him the Pied Piper, so he has a way.
Yeah, it's a way. Yeah.
To speak to the point where like his wife, she married him or whatever, she didn't know, because anybody that would be like to the untrained eye, he coming in here, he composing music, he's singing and maybe writing a couple of letters or whatever down, like, but he told her like, I need you to help me with this. So she saw his soft side. He brought her in. he drew her in. Like any guy to be like, oh baby, I got a problem, and then I nurturing self as a woman
bleeding heart type
would be
situation.
like, no, I want to help you with this.
Let me help
I want to help you. I want to mold you. I want to take you under my wing.
I agree that women do get suckered in like that a lot.
She took him up under her wing and he broke her shit.
Yeah, I would agree that could be kind of how it happened. Yeah. She hold a lot of that responsibility though.
She couldn't fly away. Her wing was broken.
Well, it's just that she didn't want to fly away. Like, and I'm sure there's some things right in front of her face that she didn't want to see.
Yeah.
And whether she admitted it or not, I'm pretty sure that was the case. Because as you have to admit, women sometimes do have a blind side when it comes to, the man that they love and trying to help the man that they love. Like, when you see potential in somebody, and their heart, and you see that they can have potential, women do have a tendency to help and try to, make that guy, what he can be like, oh, I see this potential. He's such a great guy. I'm going to help him. So, and you tend to not see the stupid shit, like just because you see the potential that's great.
I think that's that, when people feel like that person, they show you their representative, and that's him.
I think he had a lot of potential.
And not just him. Like, that's a lot of people. Like, even with, like, just ordinary relationships that you get into, and people, they can only hide their true selves for so long.
That's true.
Like, they showing you this ambitious person, this person full of goals, and I got all these dreams, I got all these things I want to do, and then, or they opening doors for you, or they spoiling you, and they saying all these things that you want to hear. They reading you, and you so busy sucking all of that in that you not even reading them and seeing what their game is, because they pouring that shit all at you all at once.
That is so true.
And you over here like, oh my God, he's so great. Oh my God, I love him.
You're just trying to help that potential. That's why.
He's just that man. He's so perfect. Even though nobody's perfect, but oh my God, he's so perfect for me.
You see the potential though. You see what they could be. I think that's why.
But then all that shit starts to kind of deteriorate.
And they never meet their potential. That's the part that
you stay.
That's the rub.
You stay only because you waiting for that person to come back, and that was never them.
Yeah,
that person that you see displaying all this bullshit to you right in front of your face, that was them all along.
Yeah.
Like that other shoe you was waiting for, like you never waited for the other shoe to drop, but the other fucking shoe just dropped. That's them. That's who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And they was only able to have their persona for so long.
Yeah, but that's for anybody. I mean,
they don't come back.
At this point, I mean, I think we can agree that maybe R. Kelly, I mean, he does have, it's an illness. I mean, I think he's sick. I think that he does need some professional help. Anybody who habitually and gradually escalates in the area of, sleeping with younger women. Like, if you sleep with a young woman like once or twice, like, it's a slip up. Like, oh man, I shouldn't have did that shit. Like, and you correct yourself and you didn't get caught, and you correct yourself, or she told me she was a different age, and you correct. Right. Not saying that it's right by any means, but I'm just saying it could happen. But when it becomes a habit, and now you are actively looking for younger people, and you are actively roaming to see how many young people you can find, and recording it and dehumanizing them and peeing on them and locking them in cages and all type, not cages, but having them peeing, but all type of just goofy shit. Like, now you escalated to the point where you are sick, man. You need some type of help.
That's true.
I think he did need help, and he would reach out to the manager who, told on himself. He should probably go to jail, unfortunately, because he just told on himself. But he would tell the manager, like, hey, I I'm sick, man. Like, or I need to shake this, or I need to get this. That's what I wish, and all these I believe I can fly, and all these I'm trying to say I need some help songs came out. Like some of these songs was like maybe he needs some help, or like it might have been an outcry. I think of some sort.
I think at some point he probably he believed that he needed help and was probably willing to get that help, and he probably needed somebody to push him. But you got those people that's greedy, they money hungry, and they looking like, nah, man, just let that music be your therapy.
Right.
Like let that music guide you. Let that music be your therapy. And
because you can't deny that the man would come out with a hit every time. Every time something hit the fan, as far as like, oh man, it's big. R. Kelly about to go down. He would come out with a banger, and it's like, but damn, Trapped in the Closet was going on for months. I mean, he came out with part 1, part 2, and then, I mean, for a minute, it was like a hip hopper. Like, he was like, okay, what's going to happen next week with the coming out the closet? Then dude gonna come home, and then somebody like, you didn't know what was going. I mean, but he did that for a reason, because all that heat was coming down.
Yeah.
And he made a hit.
It was a good distraction.
Then boom, made another hit. I mean, Space Jam was actually a kid's movie. I Believe I Can Fly was on the soundtrack.
It was. It was the thing that made that huge shift in his career. Like that made him bigger than ever. And it was kind of weird how that hit the way it did, because that was literally smack dead in the middle of his trial. He already had that ambition and that cockiness in him, like, oh, I believe I can fly, I believe I can touch this. Like he believed this shit. It was more along the lines of like, yeah, I believe I can beat this.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think he might. In my mind, I honestly do feel like the song could have been partially about suicide. I mean, I've always felt like that. Like but as a kid, I mean, I think we sung it on our 8th grade graduation.
I think about it every night. Yeah, everything about it.
If you really listen to the words, it's like, maybe this is kind of like suicide. I don't know.
And that became synonymous with people's graduation.
We sung it.
The winning.
That I'm the world's greatest. That I'm that little bit of hope.
No.
It was an important song. I mean, a lot of kids sang at their graduation. Like they feel like they was the world's greatest. I'm the greatest. And he had the kids.
We had Tevin Campbell. You gotta get up, get out, get into it.
Oh, we sang that. Get it up.
Yeah.
To be strong. Yeah.
I'm so glad that I can't think back into my young adolescence and hear a R. Kelly song connected to something very pivotal in my life.
The kids who was born in the 90s did sing the world's greatest. I'm just letting you know right now. I went to a bunch of my little cousins' graduation, and they was doing their little arms like, I'm the world's greatest, like doing a little superhero pose.
So. Like anything, like any type of sporting event, world greatest.
I said all that to say, the man came out with hits. I get mute. I got it. Okay, damn. I'm just saying, the man came out with hits at the right times to get the heat off him. I wouldn't be surprised if he in the studio right now and would drop something like real soon.
No, he did. Like when all this stuff came out with the sex code, this motherfucker made a 20-minute, 19 to 20 minute
I'm sorry song or something like that.
I admit.
That's
and
right.
Whoever had the goddamn patience, his damn diehard loyal stands, I'm pretty sure they listened to the whole 20 minutes, but it was just the worst. You spent 19, 20 minutes talking, sort of singing on a beat, and you ain't admit shit. He ain't admit to a goddamn thing. I admit that y'all accused me. Like, that's what it was.
I mean, it's the same shit with OJ. We said OJ didn't do it forever. Then OJ went after he got away with it. OJ came back to be like, well, if I would have did it, this is what would have happened. So like, double jeopardy applies, and ain't nobody get mad at him.
But what I'm like with that whole thing was like, he admit like it was that song to me. It just sounded like when a person tell you like, hey, well, I'm sorry if you think that I hurt you. Like, no, I told you you hurt me. You hurt my fucking feelings. Like, no, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't like those apologies either.
And that's what that song was. Like, I'm sorry if you think that I did. Like, but you know what? I see why people turn a blind, like not even turn a blind eye. Like, we so used to, like as black people, we so used to losing. We are so used to losing, like even all the way down to like just as a culture, as a black people, as like just even all the way to like slavery and all the way up into like Jim Crow, like all this stuff. We so used to losing that when shit happens, like the OJ trial, like he used to beat the fuck out of Nicole, like daily. They even had like public records of her being abused, bruised, and battered.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me out of all that time he been whooping on this woman's ass that that is just the farthest thought from your mind that he would actually murder this woman?
Yeah.
Like I don't believe it. I can make the connection to be like if he had in his soul to abuse this woman, beat her on a regular basis, that connection to whether he would take her life, I believe that he would.
So saying
when he won, people was like, yeah, we won.
Wow.
We won. Like,
that's
they
actually
didn't say he
a deep
won.
thought.
It's we won.
Yeah.
Same thing with R. Kelly. Like, oh, see, here you got this black man making music, and now y'all want to put this on him. People, you can't tell me, like, how many people that ain't seen that video in the city of Chicago that seen that was the girl.
Yeah.
That was him. He did it. He did everything.
I mean, the girl said it happened.
He pissed on it. Like, come on. Like, everybody's seen that he did it. Even if the girl say it wasn't her, we knew it was her. He said it wasn't him, we knew it was him. But when they said not guilty, it was OJ all over again. We won. We won. So they was like to make yourself feel better to continue to listen to his music. It was like, I mean, it was alleged. They said he wasn't guilty, but you know he was.
It was a W for the black race.
Just like people, like I even made the correlation with people saying like, oh well, he ain't guilty. He never been convicted. I was like, yeah. So same thing with the Trayvon Martin. That man was not convicted for murdering him, but you know he did.
Yeah, you're right.
Come on, y'all know it was him, but y'all feeling like somebody is trying to take something from us. But it's like wrong is wrong. Take him down. He don't deserve it. It's so many other countless talented black artists that's out here that's not even getting the praise, ain't did shit that we know of, but I'm just saying, like, because I don't know people's personal life, but so many people that deserve that blind support, that uplifting, that really is a pillar of their community and does things positive in their community, that deserve all that love that they giving to this nasty motherfucker, like, deserves it. Okay. But they putting in so much. Let him go. Mute this motherfucker. Let him go. He deserves to be locked up, thrown under the jail. And everything that people was witness to and helped and aided this man, they also need to be right there next to him.
Okay. I mean, the great thing about America, great thing about America is that we do have free speech. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody gonna see it how they see it. Now, you know, separate the band from the music, however people feel like they're gonna do it, that's how you gonna do it. That's cool. But chime in, let us know how you gonna do it. Let us know how you feel about it. I would love to hear the different theories out there on why you are either can't separate the man and the music, B, how you can see what happened, or if you just die hard and mute R. Kelly, or I would like to hear the overall basis of what the audience thinks about this topic.
I want people to, like, when they listen to his music, I want people to really analyze it and think about what birthed this track. Where did he get it from? What fueled this? What was going on in his life that fueled this music? People tell a story through their music, so listen to that story. He's been telling us. So I want people to really listen. And me, on my stance, you can't separate. I feel like it's all one person. You cannot separate it. But I am also interested in listening to the feedback and what people have to say about this whole thing. So that's my standpoint. Tanisha B.
Got you. Kelly. Got you. You are unwavering on your point.
Told you.
How can they tell us about it, Tanisha B?
Hey, hit us up at Combat Diva Podcast on
Divas,
Instagram.
Combat Divas Podcast with an S on the end.
What did I say?
Combat Diva with a
I'm sorry. I got to articulate.
Combat Divas.
Combat Divas.
There you go.
On Instagram.
Combat Divas Podcast.
Yes.
On Instagram.
Jeez. I'm on it. What TG said.
Okay. So Combat Divas Podcast on Instagram, or email us at combatdivaspodcast@gmail.com.
You got that part?
Or hit us up on Twitter at
Combat Divas Podcast.
Yeah.
1.
There you go.
On Twitter. Black Twitter.
What? All Twitter. Okay. I don't separate black and white, because I appreciate the white support, like I appreciate the black support, like I appreciate the Puerto Rican,
Mexican support.
Like I appreciate everybody's support. I don't want to single us out as just blacks.
We ain't single.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know who we are.
You just letting us know that we
And
black.
we want everybody's support.
Battle.
We
Let
out.
us know. We out.
Combat divas. Stomp your left, right, left.
Cause I know
Combat
yours.
divas.